back to my channel. So today I'm going to be turning myself into Sabrina Carpenter, or at least try to. Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as you can see, I am in a different location. I'm back home and I am bringing you guys a new video in the bathroom. So I have been wanting to recreate Sabrina Carpenter's makeup for a really long time now. I absolutely love her makeup and I just love the way that it looks. It has like that dull, almost Bratz-like look, and I'm obsessed with it, and especially blush. The way she does her blush, I'm obsessed with. I've got a family barbecue today, so I thought what better time than to recreate her look. So I'm gonna pop some pictures on the screen just to sort of give you the idea if you aren't familiar with her look. I'm sure most of you are, because Sabrina Carpenter is taking over social media at the minute. But if you're not, here's some pictures to show you sort of the look that I'm going for. So I will be incorporating some new products today as well. But yeah, my skin is all prepped and ready to go. Of course, I used my Rhode, my classic Zero moisturizer, and my Beauty of Joseon sunscreen. It's very sunny at the minute, so we need the sunscreen, and then the peptide lip treatment on my lips. So my skin is all ready to go. This has been sitting for a hot second, and now let's get on to the makeup. So to start off this look, we're going in with an oldie but a goodie. This is the classic Say Super Gel, and this one is in Star Glow. So the glowy super gels from Say I absolutely love. This is the like paler one. This is running out, but this is the paler one, and then you also have like the equivalent to like the tan drops one as well. So I'm just going in with this today. Sometimes I'll go in with my Glotion, but for that sort of glowy or like base that she has, I wanted to go in with the Say today. I haven't used this in a while either, so let's see how it goes. Oh, I love this product. I forget how lovely the glow is. So next I'm going in with a new product. This is the e.l.f. Brow Lift and then the little spoolie. So I've never used this before, so I have no idea what to expect, but I have seen some really great reviews. Don't mind my eyebrows, they do really need doing. So I'm not actually 100% sure how you're supposed to use this, but let's give it a go. So I'm just sort of raking the brow gel through, and then I'm gonna go in with a spoolie. And then I'm going back in with this. I'm just gonna kind of almost laminate them. I don't know if this is like the correct way. I obviously need to watch some videos, but I actually quite like how that turned out. So let's do the same to the other brow. I just rake through some gel, go in with the spoolie. If you want, you can fill them in. I'm not going to because I don't really fill my eyebrows in. So eyebrows are complete, and now I'm going to move on to the eyes. To sort of prime the eyes, I'm just going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is in the shade Almond, so it's a little bit dark for me, but it works. And I'm actually just going to go in with my finger because I really don't want that much product, because I just want it to sort of cover up the redness of my eyes. To complete this look, I'm going in with the Too Faced Chocolate Gold. I think this is the perfect palette. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is just one of the Jaclyn Hill's ones, and the shade So Bougie. It's this one here. It's like a very muted chocolate brown, and I'm just going to apply that into the crease of the eye, just to sort of start warming up the eye. Her makeup is amazing. I absolutely love it, and her makeup artist is so talented. I think everyone is obsessed with the way she does her makeup. It's just so stunning, and it's really trending at the minute. especially with like the spring and summer approaching, I think everyone's gonna be on that blush trend of hers where she just has like the most vibrant blush. Going in with a big fluffy brush, I'm just gonna blend that out further because it's very blown out. It's almost just like a wash of colour. Next I'm going in, this is actually from Alpha as well, it's just one of their smudger brushes. And I'm gonna take the shade Chalk Truffle, or is it Chalk? Yeah, Truffle. It's like a deeper brown, almost like a hot chocolate colour. And I'm just gonna smudge that along the outer part of my eye. And then slightly bring it in, but ever so slightly. I'm just going to get that fluffy brush again and blend, just because that will just sort of help diffuse that colour and add some deepness to the eye. Now I'm actually going to go in with my bronzer. This is just the City Bronzer by Maybelline, and it's quite a neutral shade. And I'm just going to take, this is another Jaclyn Hill brush. It's a very like dense packing brush, and I'm just going to take that and start to sort of draw where I think I want my wing to be, ever so slightly. And I like to go in with bronzer first, just because it sort of gives you an outline and then sort of a base to work from. Going in with Chalk Truffle again, I'm going to go over the top of that. And then the same on the other eye. So I'm going to go in with this black in the palette, which is Decadent, which is just hair. And then I'm gonna blend in a little bit of the truffle just to try and give it more of like a dark brown color. And then literally just follow the line that I already made on my eye. And so I'm just using, this is my Tarte. This isn't the lightest concealer I have, but it's the concealer I'm going to use because I find that it just works a little bit better under those eyes. So I'm just going to take my sponge and just sort of clear up the wing. I'm going to clean it up a little bit better because I have very hooded eyes. Sabrina has a very different eye shape to me. It has a lot more almond. But as you can see, mine are very hooded, so I do need to clean that wing out to make it look a little bit better. And then I'm going to bring in the black into the inner corner as well. Let's do that first. I'm just going to mix those two shades again. Don't worry if it smudges up a little bit because we will go in and clean it up. So that is sort of what we're working with. Now I'm gonna move on to brightening up the inner corner. So she has a really bright sort of inner half of her eye, and then the lid also in the first third is very bright. So I think the best way to do that is actually using a powder. This is just the Superstay from Maybelline in shade 3. I'm just gonna go in with this little pointed brush and just start to sort of brighten up the inner part of this eye. Like, the amount of noises is frustrating and I'm really sorry. But yes, we are just brightening the eye up in here. Like so. And then you guessed it, we're gonna blend. To sort of finish off the eyes for now. I'm taking another small brush. This is just a Jaclyn Hill one. It's a very small brush. And I'm taking the shade Rich Girl, which is just this shimmery one. And I'm going to apply that into the inner corner and then a little bit onto this lid here. I'm gonna leave the eyes for now and then we're gonna go into the face, but we will be coming back to the eyes. So first I'm gonna go in with foundation. So the foundation I'm gonna use, I think, is actually perfect for her look. This is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. This just gives you a really dull airbrush finish, and for her makeup look, I think that is exactly what we need. So this is the one that I'm gonna go in with today. And then I'm just going in with my Rare Beauty brush. I use this all the time, I'd highly recommend it. I'm just gonna apply that. It is very pale, but that's fine. I am pretty pale at the minute too, and even though I'm not quite this pale, I can warm it up with bronzer. I'm just gonna apply one layer of that to my face. And then I'm just going to go over with my sponge and blend. I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm just going to use my Tarte, and I'm just popping that sort of around my nose on any pimples and areas that just need a little bit more coverage. And I'm just going to blend that. But there's one spot here that's just not gonna go away by the looks of it, that's fine. And then I just like to apply that near my eyebrows, so I find I can get a little bit closer to my eyebrows with the sponge. Moving along to bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my Milk Sculpt Stick in Toasted. I really love this, but it ran out way too quickly for my liking, so I'm literally just having to use the brush because I've already hit the bottom and I really haven't had it that long. So that would be my only sort of, I guess you could say, negative about the product, but I think for this look it was perfect because she has quite full cheeks like I do, but her cheekbones are quite high, and she obviously has a bit more of a narrow jaw than I do. So I'm just trying to sculpt my face to sort of resemble hers a little bit better. I'm just applying it sort of to my forehead, and then hers is very narrow, so all my lines I want to be going through like that. So you want some narrowing here because her sort of chin area is a bit more pointed than mine, and then keeping that sort of angle throughout all my contouring is going to help me with that shape a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna blend. I'm gonna come back to the nose obviously and do a little bit more, but for now I'm just gonna give it a rough contour and then blend. But now I have contoured my face, I'm gonna go on to blush. So I'm gonna be using my Mesmerize highlighter by Rare Beauty and mixing that in to my blush. I'm just gonna apply 3 dots to each cheek, my nose, Cupid's bow, and then I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush wand. I think this is gonna be a perfect start for that sort of really rosy pink blush. And she has a lot of blush. She is a blush girl, so I am applying a fair amount, but don't worry. Once we blend it out, it doesn't look as harsh because we have not gone in with concealer yet. So I like to blend it out about 80 to 90%. So it kind of looks a bit like this. Apply a tiny bit to the chin and the forehead. I think that just sort of brings it in. And then I go in with a concealer. So the concealer I'm using is House Labs. I absolutely love this concealer and I really want to try the foundation. I have mine in shade 4. and it's the perfect shade for me for under the eyes. And then I'm just going to put a tiny bit here to sort of help blend it back. And then I want to make sure I focus it just here by the nose, because that is where we want some lightness. And then I'm going in with my sponge and blending. And then that will sort of take off that shade in the inner corner of the eye, but that's fine because we can go back in with that. As you can probably tell, this is quite a light concealer. It's a buildable coverage, but it's not too heavy coverage where you can't see the blush at all peeking it through. Obviously, if you're unsure with how much blush to apply, less is always more. So if you feel like you're concerned about how much to use, don't be. I'm just adding a little bit more concealer in those areas at the top because my nose is still a little bit red around there. So I just want to cover that. But yes, this is the perfect shade, in my opinion, for that sort of Sabrina Carpenter blush. And I do want to just go in a little bit with my Rare Beauty contour stick as well. This is my Ride or Die, but I just want to apply a teeny bit more to ensure that that sculpting doesn't disappear, and a teeny bit more on the chin because, and the jaw. It's a very different shape to mine. She has a longer, more sculpted face than I do. I have a very round face, so I am trying my best to contour it so it sort of resembles hers a little bit more. I am going to go in with a little bit more because she's a blush girl. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit more on. I use a brush to blend out most of my products, and then I go over with my sponge. And how it sort of deposits the product a lot better than the sponge would. I feel like sometimes it sort of absorbs the product a bit too much for my liking. And then just sort of go around the edges and really diffuse that. Go back in with my sponge. So now we're blushing into the rods. I'm just going to pop a teeny bit of concealer on this spot and let it sort of sit. Moving back along to the eyes, I'm going back in with the e.l.f. smudger brush and the shade So Bougie, which is the first one we used here. And I'm just going to start to buff that under the eye. And then I'm going to go in with Cocoa Truffle and do the exact same. And then you're going to go in with that black and just keep that slightly closer to the lash line. And connect it to the wing on the outside, like that. Now I'm just going to use my finger to diffuse that product. Now I'm going to go in with bronzer. So I'm going back in with my City bronzer, which I actually just dropped and broke the lid off, but it's fine. And I'm going to go in with this and my bronzer brush. And I'm just applying that to the hollows of my cheeks. And then I do bring it down slightly to help a little bit more with that shape. Under my jaw and chin. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and take it down the sides of my nose. She has quite a thin nose and it's usually quite defined, so I am just going to slightly contour that. And then I like to go with the sponge to diffuse that a little bit better. And don't forget the neck so it blends. So this is actually from Natural Collections, which here in the UK is a very cheap brand that you can find in Superdrug. And this is their powder blusher in Peach Melba. I'm not really sure why it's called Peach Melba because it's very much not a peach colour, but it is a beautiful colour nonetheless, and I think it's the perfect shade for our Sabrina Carpenter look. So I'm just gonna apply that. I'm just going to go in with my sponge again just to sort of help diffuse the product. Now I'm going in with powder. I'm actually going to go in with my Rare Beauty one today. This is actually a slightly pinkier tone than my Huda, so I think this works quite well. I'm just going to go in with a small brush, tap off the excess and just apply that particularly under my eyes. I also find that it helps diffuse out the blush a little bit around the nose, and it just gives it more of an airbrushed look. Of course, around my mouth and on this little spot that I can't seem to get rid of. In the center of my forehead. And then the sides of the jaw, which I will also be coming back to with another powder in a later stage. And then of course my sponge, I go in with this thing several times. Next I'm going in with highlighter. This is just a classic. I haven't reached this in a while and I thought let's bring it back for this look because it will be perfect. So I'm just going to bring it down a lot further than I usually would because she has a very glowy blush going on and the blush I applied is matte. So I'm just going to bring that down into that blush a little bit. Also, if you have texture, be aware of using too much glow on your cheeks. If you have a lot of texture here, ensure that you're keeping your highlighter just to these high points because you'll find that you won't have that sort of issue with the texture peeking through. Sometimes on camera you can't see the texture, but in person you can. I don't personally have that much texture on my skin by my cheeks at the minute, so for me it's alright, but if you do not bring that highlighter down, just keep it in these high points up here. See, that glow is just everything. And then I'm going in with a little bit more blush. We can't not, she is known for that blush. So we have to be glowing and blushed to the gods. I picked up some new eyelash curlers this weekend because I really needed some because my other ones broke. And why are they so expensive? This was from Elf and it was £5 and it was the cheapest one. But the others were all Tweezerman, or like £18, and I was like, I'm not paying £18 for an eyelash curler, that is ridiculous. But I'm going in with this one. I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes. Before I go in with mascara, I'm going to go in with Rich Girl again and just apply that to this inner corner. She loves a really glowy, bright inner corner, so I am going to pack that in. I'm actually going to go in with one that I haven't used in a while, but this is the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, and I'm just going to go in with this today. I haven't used this one in a while, but I remember it being a great mascara. She has very long lashes. I think she also wears falsies, but they are very like prevalent on her face, so you can really see them in pictures. Now, I am not blessed with eyelashes like that. They are great when they first curl, they look really cool, and then about 5 seconds later they disappear, but we are gonna try our best. Too shabby. I actually really like this mascara. I'm gonna start using this a bit more. Now let's move along to lips. She has a darker, almost like a red pinkish brown shade on the outside of her lips, and to recreate that I'm using the Rare Beauty Kind Words Matter Gifted Lip Liner. I think this is just the perfect shade, and I'm just gonna line my lips. I go over my cupid's bow and then I slightly over there and then join to my natural lip line. I'm trying to figure out what shade. So I think I'm actually just gonna go in with this top Primrose Marajuka lip and put that in the middle, because that is the sort of lighter pink that I have. So for lip liner, this is from a company called Flame. We used to get it a lot in Turkey, but this is the 231 lip liner, and I'm just gonna deepen this line a little bit because she tends to have more of an obvious lip liner. Gonna go in with a bit of brown. It's actually an eyeliner, but it works. Then I'm actually gonna go in with, this is the Maybelline Precisely All Day Liquid Liner in black, and I'm just gonna, just stab myself. Take that gently across my tight line at the top, my lashes, and just sort of buff that a little bit. Now going in with the Superstay by Maybelline again, I'm going to take my powder brush and it just further set under those eyes because they are creasing a slight amount. So I'm just going to pack that in there, and then along that jawline just to give me a really sculpted look. I'm just gonna go over it with my sponge one more time. So the last step in this Sabrina Carpenter makeup look is setting spray. So this is my all-time favorite Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. The best setting spray of all time. So this is the finished makeup look of Sabrina Carpenter's makeup. Let me know down below how you guys think I did and if you enjoyed this look. I absolutely love this makeup look and I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I love the lips as well. I just think they look very striking on camera and my eyes look really bright, which with hooded eyes is actually kind of difficult if you have hooded eyes, you know what I mean? But yeah, I absolutely love how this turned out. Yeah, so this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!